people are tired of this. And do you hear people in the league that roll their eyes? You hear about that. You hear, you know, I read something where Fran Tarkenton, who's been in Minnesota, said that he hoped you fail. He went limbo on you. He said, yeah, I hope he comes here. I hope he fails. But I want to ask you.
I've heard that.
And I know, knowing as a little that I do, that can't sit very well. But I wonder if you worry about tarnishing your legacy in the league by coming back, going away, coming back.
I think the 16 years that I spent in Green Bay speak for itself. And this whole process, and what's happened in the last couple of years. And I was talking to Chad backstage just a while ago, and I truly believe this. There are those people who are in your corner no matter what. You can't do any wrong, even when you do wrong. And then there's those people that no matter what you do, they're going to dislike you. And that's not going to change. And then there's the rest that don't give a shit. Right. I know this is HBO.
You say it. Go ahead.
I always wanted to say it. And actually, it's not very good. It is. I have to do it. It feels good. But you know what? That's true. There are those who, when we get letters all the time in my house, my wife's telling me, you know, she's like, hey, we got this nice email from such and such and wants you to come back. But she never shows me the bad ones. Right. But I know there are. And then there's those people like you ask them on the street, and they're like, who gives a damn? Right. You know, I don't care if he comes back, if he goes wherever, you know. And I totally understand that. And once again, it is what it is. Whether it's right or wrong, who's to say? You know, I'm trying my best not to fuel the fire, even though I am. I mean, this is the first time I've spoken.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be somewhere. I mean, you're not going to evaporate off the face of the earth.
That's right. We all will.
Right. Hopefully, you know, you might get another chance to play before that.
You know, I've had so many people tell me, one in particular, Coach Madden, that, and it's simple but yet true, that when you're gone and you're away from this game, you can't go back. And maybe as a coach you can, but you just can't go back. And
we're talking about physically, because you basically said, I'm gone, thank you, it's been fun, we saw the press conference, but you're talking physically when you let your guard down and you're done as an athlete.
40 years old, which I will be in October, we're not getting any younger. And believe me, I wake up every day and I go, why am I even thinking about playing? You know,
right.
And obviously things that you think about at 39, you didn't think about at 25, maybe even at 30. I obviously have a family, and as much as I ask them what I should do, I get the same response. What do you want to do, Dad? I'm like, it's not what I wanted to hear.
Right. Well, I mentioned the legacy in the league, and I want to ask you about your legacy in Green Bay. And if you run onto the field at Lambeau wearing a purple number 4 on your chest, I mean, that's a knee to the gut to people in Green Bay.
I don't know what to tell them. Vince Lombardi went to the Washington Redskins and he left. And his name's on the trophy. So we give that trophy out every year. I don't hear many people say, Tim Trader, he went to Washington. You know, time heals a lot of things. And I have nothing. I mean, I have nothing but the highest regards for Green Bay. And I mean it sincerely. Did some things happen there that may have ruffled the feathers of both sides? Yes. But once again, the 16 years I spent there, you can't take away. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And they chose to go in a different direction, and that's okay. I chose to play again, and that's okay. Just because I played, I mean, I have former players, friends of mine. I have family. I have friends that say, I can't picture you playing anywhere but Green Bay. It just, I can't do it. It's football. It's, you know, it's not life or death.
We've got one more question, and if you can be brief. Talking about celebrity in sports. Green Bay, it's funny. Green Bay, small market, big microscope, big spotlight. You came to New York, you lived in a hotel and basically hid out. I mean, there was a point there in Green Bay where, you know, it was like, let me out, let me up, let me breathe, let me live my life a little bit, wasn't it?
Not really. You know what? As I got older, I cared a lot less about what was going on aside from football. I went to meetings, I went to practice. I came home, me and my youngest daughter would go over to the stadium in Green Bay and we'd ride scooters around the concourse when no one was there. It was great. I would go hunting, come back, go to the stadium. I mean, I'd do it all over again. That was it. I mean, 12 years ago when I quit drinking, I had my fill of going out, partying, and doing all that stuff, and I wouldn't trade these last 12 years for nothing. And I'm at a place where I'm at peace with, I don't need, you know, I'll pull up the stoplights now, and instead of getting right beside the next car, I kind of stay back behind them. I don't want people to say, hey, no, there's such and such. It doesn't turn me on like it once did. I mean, and so playing playing is because I love to play. It's not because of the things that go along with it. So, now, people are going to once again take sides and say, yeah, he's full of crap and whatever. But I can't change that.
You had about 38 reasons to cancel this interview after you said you would come out in March. I know a lot's changed in your life. And I appreciate you coming out and being my first guest. Brett Favre, ladies and gentlemen. Lots more still to